So movies are being cancelled left, right, and centre because, well, you know, you don't need me to be your news source. I mean, it's because of the coronavirus thing. You know that. And, yeah, no, it's just been making me rethink this whole situation. And mainly, it's been making me think about how I think that this is not going to be great for movies for the next probably year or two or something. It's going to screw with the schedules. It's going to make, like, companies competing against their own movies at the same time. It's going to affect everything when it comes to that. Mostly, though, I mean, you know, I guess more importantly than the big fancy pants guys getting their money, it's going to affect local cinemas, and that's what I'm most worried about. That's kind of what concerns me, because I think if this thing holds up, if it stays an issue for a while, like heaps of small cinemas and those sorts of cinemas are going to go out of business. I see that being a legitimate possibility, and I don't want that. That's going to give even less accessibility to indie films, which already have a problem with accessibility and, you know, getting enough screenings for everybody to see them. I mean, I struggle to see those kinds of movies all the time, and so that's a major concern, and it's a concern for the people that own those cinemas and stuff as well, of course, also. And look, I'm no like accounting expert, or I don't know, I'm no money guy, okay? I don't know how everything's going to be affected, but I know that things are going to be affected, and I know that this isn't going to be the best thing. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about the topic in a way that kind of relates to me, you know, in movies, because it's going to affect that. I didn't really realize that until the news that all of these movies have been delayed. And that's kind of where I come in as well, in that, like, not to be superficial, not to be greedy, but like I was super looking forward to A Quiet Place 2, and then suddenly out of the blue, like that got affected. Like all of these things one by one are starting to get affected, like, and now they got my movies too. God damn it. So the movies that have been announced to be delayed at the moment are No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, Quiet Place 2, Antlers, which was this horror movie I was really looking forward to, Peter Rabbit 2, which who gives a shit, but still, Fast and Furious 9, and Mulan. I think that's all at the moment. There could be a couple more, but what's worrisome about this is that it could set a trend. And, you know, because it kind of happened all at once at the moment. Like, it was just like, woke up in the morning, Quiet Place was delayed, and then I saw Mulan in like half an hour later or something, and then just one after the other, it was like, just, they were kind of just following each other into this sort of decision, I guess. And it kind of makes me worried, because I think that other movies, there's a possibility that others follow with them, you know, in the delays and stuff. And I don't want to sound selfish, but like, it sucks. That sucks. I mean, the whole situation sucks. It sucks for everybody. I guess the whole thing is a safety precaution or whatever, and that's good. I guess everybody should be safe. But now that all of these things are happening and like places are closing down and this and that, people freaking out, taking more precautions, it's like, should I be worried about this? Should I be more worried about this than I have been? And like, I'm starting to freak out a little bit. It's like, I don't know, is it going to get worse? Is this going to stick around for a while? I feel like it could blow over in a week or two. I feel like this could be a major problem for a year or two. I don't quite know exactly how it's going to go. I'm no disease expert. I'm not a doctor, just as much as I'm not an accountant. But it's like half the people I know in my life and online and stuff as well, like half the people will make fun of it. It's a joke. It's like nothing. It's whatever. It's just the flu. It's just, you'll be fine, whatever. And then half the people are freaking out and getting toilet paper and all that stuff. And I feel like both sides of those extremes are annoying to me, because it's like, well, you should probably take precaution and be safe just in case. It's probably not a joke. I don't know. People are dying. Like, some people are dying and stuff in other countries and everything. It's kind of a concern. Anyway, let's bring it back to movies though. So what I think is not great about this, for one, is how affected the year of 2020 is going to be in terms of box office and what studios learn from the money that they make this year, because they're gonna kind of see that, well, really it depends on the audience, actually. It depends on whether people are gonna substitute their Fast and the Furious 9 for whatever other movie is out at that time that does actually decide to come out instead of waiting a year. And that's really gonna affect things a lot. And actually, I think that's gonna affect what movies start coming out in the next couple of years, because they're gonna start seeing trends about what's popular or not, what's not popular in kind of a new context, because like this sort of thing hasn't really happened before, at least in my experience, where this amount of movies and stuff have been delayed for a kind of global issue like this. In my life, I don't think that's ever happened. And I feel like this is going to be kind of an interesting thing to look and learn at in terms of how it does affect our personal lives and how it affects movies and stuff as well. But another way to look at it is that like all of these film studios and stuff and whoever else else is closing down. Like apparently Disney, like the Disney theme parks closed down and stuff all around the world. But and that's kind of freaky because it's like, well, geez, if they're taking that much of a precaution, that's kind of a worry. And it's like, maybe this is a lot bigger than, we all originally thought. But then you look at it the other way and it's like, well, these are businesses that are in it for financial reasons, right? And I mean, when it comes to movies, like the Fast and the Furious 9 being delayed an entire year, it's like, well, that's because they want the American summer release, like the start of, well, it's a bit early, but like that's a good time for big blockbuster movies to get released, around April to June. That kind of window is where a lot of movies are aiming to get into, that kind of slot, because that's when people, I guess, are on holidays and all sorts of stuff like that. More people go during that time. So the reason that they've delayed it, like how I'm reading it, is that, well, if people are freaked out about the coronavirus stuff and they're not going to be going to the movies this year, they're delaying it until it's another profitable window. And that's all it's really about. It's just about money for them. Which of course it is. I mean, that's no secret or whatever, but I'm not acting like I'm this big, like, ooh, I've just exposed the Fast and the Furious franchise. They're trying to make money. Whoa. That's not really what I'm saying, but I'm just saying that makes me think like, okay, well, maybe I should be okay. Like, I'll be careful and stuff when it comes to the coronavirus stuff, but like, maybe it's not that much of a worry. Maybe it's like these things that are getting delayed and all that stuff. It's like, well, that's because they want to make it as most financially successful as they possibly can, and it's just not the right time right now. But it makes me a bit confused about like how next year's releases are going to work, or even in a few months or whatever, because if things have gotten pushed, it's like, well, is everything else going to get pushed? Is 2021 going to be crammed full of just titles and titles and titles? Is this year going to be completely empty and nothing's going to come out? I don't know how it's going to work. I'm kind of interested, but I mean, interested's maybe the wrong word, because like this isn't a good thing, but I'm curious about it, I guess. And another aspect that affects me is, well, if these movies aren't coming out, I'm not going to be doing movie reviews. A lot of other people doing similar channels to mine are like, well, shit, what the hell am I going to make? And yeah, I'm kind of in that boat as well. But as far as I know, at least for the next week or so, I've got some plans, I've got some ideas, and I've got a couple videos made ahead of schedule at the moment, so I should be right to stick to my schedule that I started a couple months ago. So that is good. Anyway, I'm really no expert on any of this topic. I just kind of wanted to say my scattered opinions, and that's what this was. So yeah, hopefully Australia, where I am, is safe. Hopefully other countries are safe. Hopefully this is nothing, and the people that are just saying it's nothing to worry about, and if you're healthy you'll be fine and whatever are correct, and it doesn't get worse and turn into a zombie apocalypse or something, because it's kind of low-key stressing me out a little bit, but not too much, because I don't know, I'm confused about how to feel about it. I feel like nobody can make up their minds about how we're supposed to be feeling about this. It's weird. It's strange. Anyway, I don't know. If I'm still alive, watch my next video. And yeah, like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and stuff. All that sort of stuff. And I'll see you, maybe in a not so freaked out world. One thing though, like, how is the toilet paper relevant to the whole thing? Like, why is toilet paper the thing everybody decided was the thing we need? What's up with that? I can't quite connect those things. I feel like it could be anything. Like, why aren't we like hoarding just cats? I don't know. Why toilet paper? Anyway, goodbye.